no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You are watching the Raiders Report, and today's show presented by BetUS. Before I give you my special hookup on them, I got to get into the latest news and rumors around the silver and black. So, before I get into it, how many years have you been a Raiders fan? I know you always are saying womb to the tomb, but actually go down there in the comment section. So if you see this video on YouTube, if you see it on Facebook, let me know, how many years have you been a Raiders fan? So let's get into the news that happened right before I went live today. The Raiders did make a move. It wasn't the trade that I was hoping they make, but they do add defensive end Gerri Green. So Green was drafted in the 6th round by the Indianapolis Colts in 2019. He's been cut by Indy twice. He's been cut by the Patriots. This year alone, he's been cut by the Colts in Washington. He is now on the practice squad with this move. That means Breeland Speaks. He's been removed from the team. I was hoping for a little bit bigger move today, personally, with the NFL trade deadline, but you know what? Some news, I guess, is better than none. This news, not very good. Tanner Muse, done for the season. So he's been on IR literally since the season has begun. He had a rough camp, and a lot of the reports on why he had such a rough camp are actually just starting to come out today. Apparently, he's been dealing with a toe injury literally for like 5 to 6 months at this point. And for a player that was trying to make a transition from being a safety at Clemson to linebacker, just fully couldn't get healthy. So before it even starts, Tanner Muse's rookie season is over. And it's kind of frustrating to me because I wanted the Raiders to be able to use him, and I know that their key word the entire offseason was versatility, and I was hoping that they maybe saw something in a player. So when Tom and I were doing the NFL draft coverage at Chat Sports, we had a 5th round grade on Tanner Muse. When the Raiders took him in the 3rd round, 100 overall, Tom and I both thought that was a little bit early. But, you know Mike Mayock, he's got these gut feelings, and hopefully it could have panned out. I will also say that the 3rd round picks this year for the Raiders have been, they have been. They've been a major miss. Muse hasn't gotten on the field. Bryan Edwards has played in only 3 games. I will say when on the field, Edwards has looked very good. And then the other guy you drafted in the 3rd round was Lynn Bowden, who you traded away for basically a 4th round pick and has not really gotten any use whatsoever in Miami. So with this happening here, this is what the Raiders linebacking depth chart looks like. You got Corey Littleton, needs to continue to try to step up. Nick Kwiatkowski, Nicholas Morrow had a great game against Cleveland, had a clutch turnover there. Kyle Wilber's been solid. McMillan, he's played in, 40, 50 snaps the entire season. And now Tanner Muse, he is done for the season. I'm curious to see if the Raiders either try to promote somebody from the practice squad. I know a lot of y'all continue to ask me, hey, what about a guy like Javen White? Could he potentially get called up? It was Tanner Muse and it was Javen White the entire offseason. Who's going to get more playing time? Now I think you almost got to say Javen White, right? So Tanner Muse is done for the season. He's getting surgery on that toe. He went to go see a specialist on Monday, or he actually had surgery on Monday after seeing the specialist. Unfortunate news, obviously. I was definitely hoping that we could see the rookie from Clemson get some playing time. Tanner, rest up. I know you watch the show. I appreciate your support. I know the nation's got your back. Everyone type rest up for Tanner because we definitely need somebody to hopefully be able to play and be successful in the future for this team. So if you bleed silver and black, make sure you subscribe to the Las Vegas Raiders Report. Daily videos around your favorite team. And the way that I'm able to keep the show for free is by people subscribing. So if you see the link below, youtube.com/Raiders Report, send it to a friend. Send it to a few friends if you have some. Tell them to subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. And if you haven't already, turn on those notifications so every single time I drop a video, you do get notified. How about this question here? Is David Irving going to play in Week 9? It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. I've seen it on more articles than basically. This is the main topic that people are talking about today on the internet for the Raiders. Is he going to actually play? John Gruden, after Week 7 against the Bucs, said we need more pressure. I thought this meant, hey, we're going to roll the dice with Irving. Instead, it meant that they're going to play Chris Smith. Shrug emoji. So, yes, the defense played a lot better against Cleveland. I will continue to say it was because of the weather. Did Paul Gunther and the defense have a good game plan? Yes, absolutely. But from what I've seen so far through 8 weeks, you at least got to roll the dice and play David Irving in Week 9. If you guys agree with me, like the video. If you agree with me, hey, type David Irving in the comments. But for me, I've seen the Raiders defense have one successful game. That was Week 5 against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think one of the biggest reasons why they had success in that game is because Kelechi Osemele went down, and it was just any man's game, and Patrick was just running for his life. But we also saw in that game, when you get pressure on a quarterback, it makes a big difference. Now, I have no idea what we're going to get out of Irving, right? Because the reasons why he has been available, he's had these off-the-field issues. Irving himself has said that he's never really felt that he had to work hard and basically be in football shape. Has he had God-given talent? Yes, absolutely. But when you get to the NFL, you have to, obviously put the work in here. So, obviously, Rod Marinelli knew what David Irving could bring. He had 13 sacks, I believe, in his last 15 games under Marinelli. Give him a shot. Roll the dice on him. What do you got to lose? Speaking of what he got to lose, absolutely nothing thanks to BetUS. So, not only, if you go to chatsports.com/Raiders, use that promo code Raiders125, you get a 125% deposit bonus. Also, I have a chance here to hook you guys up with some even more money. I'm so confident that the Raiders are going to cover the spread this week that I'm going to Venmo you $50 if they don't. So this is an offer for new BetUS customers only. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Use the promo code Raiders125, gets you 125% deposit bonus. So you put down $100, you get $125 for free to bet with. Take that free money that you're getting from the sign-up and put $50 on the Raiders to cover the spread against the Chargers. They are 1-point underdogs. I think we would all agree the Raiders are going to beat the Chargers. Let's just say in a crazy world, you put the money down and the Raiders lose to the Chargers. I'm going to cover that bet. I'm going to send you $50 on Venmo. Add me at Mitchell Renz 365. If everything I just said was way too much information, it's all good. I got you covered. Just email me. Raiders@chatsports.com. If you want to know some of the other bets that I've made, hey, email me, Raiders@chatsports.com. So let me know here, after the NFL trade deadline, how you feeling? I'm a little bit disappointed. I was really hoping that this team was going to be able to at least make some sort of a move. Obviously now there's no trades, maybe a pickup in free agency. I just don't really see it happening. But let me know how you feeling after the NFL trade deadline. So we did our NFL power rankings during our live trade deadline show at Chat Sports. Tom Downey and I also shout out to Harrison Grant for getting his rankings in. Coming in after Week 9, the Raiders ranked number 12. Last week, they were ranked number 16. It was a consensus here that this team has a great offense, but the defense still has so many question marks, you can't really put them in the top 10. But I think to be able to consider them at 12 is definitely reasonable. So what I wanted to think about here, or show you guys, is where they ranked against some other teams. I mean, the Saints were ranked higher. Obviously, the Raiders beat them. But also you got a team like the Browns, the Colts. They were right in the same mix here as the Raiders. So you have the AFC playoff picture where you've already played the Bills. You've beaten the Chiefs. You don't play the Steelers. You don't play the Titans. You don't play the Ravens. But you do play the Colts. You've already beaten the Browns. So, I mean, out of the teams that you see on screen right there, the Raiders are 2-1. So if they get into the playoffs, they absolutely have a chance to win. Now, here's the race for the wild card. The Raiders have the 8th spot at 4-3. The Dolphins also at 4-3. Luckily for the Raiders, they play the Chargers, who are 2-5. They play them this week. They play the Broncos in Week 10. Then you play the Chiefs again. And then you play the Dolphins in Week 16. You play the Colts in Week 14. You control your own destiny. That's what every single NFL team wants, is to control their own destiny. And there's even a new report out there right now that the NFL could potentially look into allowing 8 teams from each division in. I'd totally be okay with that. So type your votes here. Will the Raiders make the playoffs? Y for yes, or you can type N for no. Y for yes, N for no. We're going to give some shout-outs here to the people. Will the Raiders make the playoffs?